Hello there, friends and fans of Manychat. We here at Manychat have been so excited for all the cool stuff that's coming at Conversations Conference in 2019 in September that we basically couldn't contain it anymore. So we got one of our favorite people, and we're having her interview the speakers in advance to give you a little taste of what's to come at the conference. And we're gonna keep doing it every week, nonstop. And we're calling it Meet the Speakers, a little live series from Manychat. So with that, I want to introduce you to our fabulous host, the very amazing Molly Mahoney. Hey, Molly.
Hey, Max. So good to see you. Thank you so much. I'm going to send you on down in our little lobby, and we're going to get this started. Oh my goodness gracious. So this is the first episode of Meet the Speakers. You are going to be able to meet the speakers from Conversations 2019, which is the Manychat conference that is happening in September. This is the largest, most amazing chatbot conference in the universe. And we thought, man, you are in the universe, so we've got to give you a little sneak peek of the magic that you're going to experience at this conference. I see that we have so many people here already. I'm so glad to see you. We've got Ruby, Anna, Mark from the UK. I love it. Yes, yes, yes. This is so amazing. And if you give us the word millions, like our good friend Patty did down below this video, here's what's going to happen. You are going to get a message from Manny. Our little bot is going to send you a message, and Manny is going to give you access to notes from today's show. So we'll be writing up notes from all the goodness that we learn from our amazing guests, Mr. David and Philippe, and how they helped to create a $3 million 1 hour launch with the magic of the bots that they built for this launch. They're going to share with us some of that. And you're also going to get, if you have not purchased your ticket yet for the Conversations Conference, which is happening September 13th through 15th in Austin, one of my most favorite places in the world. If you reply to Manny with the word millions, you will get information about a super secret code that we have that is only available for a few days. So if you're watching this in the replay and you missed out on the code, it means that you want to come back to one of our shows in the future, because we are going to have so much magic happening. I believe it's going to be every Thursday morning Pacific time, and it's going to be pretty dang awesome. We also, before we bring David and Philippe on, I want to let you know that we are doing a few giveaways, because we know that you love Manychat. And if you do love Manychat, go ahead and tell us in the area below this video. You know, we don't want to get flagged for like engagement bait by asking you to do this. I'm going to show you by asking you to do this. I'm not going to say the word, but by asking you to do that. So here's what we're going to do. When you give us the hashtag nugget in the chat below this video, as you hear something that's like an amazing tip, an aha, maybe something that you knew but forgot about, and you're going to put it into action. If you comment with the hashtag nugget below this video and then share what that tip was, you will be entered to win. Are you ready for it? What? Potentially a shirt, maybe a Manny, the Manychat bot pop socket. We've got all sorts of fun swag goodness that we are going to be giving away for those of you that are here live and keeping the conversation going below this video. All right, so let's see how those nuggets work. This is a really great way to avoid engagement bait on your videos using a nugget giveaway like this. So we love it. All right, now with no further ado, I am going to bring to you two of the most amazing humans I have ever met today. And I am so stoked to be bringing this to you, because they built a bot that brought in $3 million in 1 hour. What? I haven't asked too many questions about this yet, because I want to be amazed as you are while we learn more about this. So I am going to be bringing to you the founders of the Messenger Marketing Experts. The things that they have on like in their past and their history, they have over 30 years combined of expertise in this field. I don't know if they realize that their combined brings 30 years together. They're not actually that old on their own. This is their combined marketing expertise. And Philippe sold services and products to more than 6,000 mass market distribution international brands like Sephora, like Aldi. As I was reading his bio, I was like, what the heck? And David actually started in 2012. He focused a lot on Apple Wallet, which I think is really cool, and digital loyalty. So there's a lot that we're going to learn from these two. And I am going to bring them on right now. So let's give them a big fireworks show. That's when you hit the heart and the like We want to see all the hearts and likes flying across the screen as they join us. Ready? 1, 2, 3. What? The messenger marketing experts.
Hey, everyone.
Hi. I also just want to say that they are actual wizards because all social media was shut down in where they are recently, and they are somehow making the internet work by magic. So I just want to thank you for being here and using magic to be able to be live with us on Be Live TV for Manychat. It's so cool. Oh my goodness gracious. I love it. All right. We have so many people here who are stoked to see you. Corinder's here. Gina's here. Oh my gosh. Terry says your strategy and loyalty equals amazing. So good. So good. All right. As we get started with this, Mr. David Sambor and Philippe LeCoutre, is that right?
Hey.
I'm so proud of myself. So as we get started with this, can you just tell us a little bit about how you started with bots, how you met each other? I love that you have this together as co-founders. Just give us a little bit of your history.
Oh, we met about 3 years ago.
Yeah, we were friends on Facebook since 2015, and we met online. So not on Tinder.
Not on Tinder.
All right, so this is like the magic of relationship building. And I know at Manychat, I remember I was having a conversation with Sid about how it's cool that we can do all of these awesome things to scale the conversations. But really, being a human being who talks to other human beings is also very important, right? Yeah. So you guys actually spoke as humans. You didn't meet through your bots. And then how did you end up finding this company together?
Oh, we were both absolutely intrigued with everything Manychat was doing. I was already doing a course on Manychat. Philippe joined in, and from there it's just escalated and grown to where we are now. And we've just been continuously growing and feeding off each other. And he's one very meticulous man. I'll give him that. So.
So is there some sort of is there a balance that you have with that Philippe is the one who's meticulous and you're the one who's like a hot mess, or how does that work?
No.
I'm just kidding.
We're both meticulous, but he's super meticulous.
Awesome.
But there
you have to be with bots, right? Because it could be a case of bots gone wild if you're not. So that's why it's important to make sure that you're working with someone like you guys to make sure that you have these strategies in place and that they're actually implemented properly, which is so cool. Right. Oh my gosh. Okay. So you're going to be speaking at the Manychat Conversations Conference that's coming up. I heard. Yes. Is that true?
Yeah.
How cool is that? Right. So what are you going to be speaking about at the conference?
We're going to be speaking about the $3 million bot in less than 1 hour for Tony Robbins, Dean Graziosi, and Russell Brunson.
I mean, just these like little, they're not very well known. Those names are just like, oh my gosh. Okay. So I didn't actually have this as a question that I was planning on asking you, but I'm going to ask you this right now. How did you end up being being the person, the people, the company to build the bot for Tony Robbins, Russell Brunson? Like how did this happen?
We've been working with Dean for just over a year and a half. Yeah. So we built Dean's evergreen webinar in Manychat.
That's good. And I know so many people ask, have questions about how to set up bots for evergreen webinars because you've got to there's ways you've got to connect things with Manychat and other tools and such. So that right there is already pretty ninja. I love it. And from there?
Yeah. So we were doing the evergreen webinar and then I think it was about a month before Dean's a guy that runs all of the funnels contacted Philippe and said about the
it asked me, can you help us with the Tony Robbins live event coming in next month?
No, we're not interested in that.
So what can you just show us like what was the expression on your face when that happened, when that call came in?
We were like, okay, Tony Robbins, yeah, I think we could do that. Who else is involved? Oh, Tony, Dean, and Russell Brunson. Okay, yeah, I think we can do that. So but it was actually 14 days before they were launching, or the actual opening of the launch was 10 days before, but it was 15 days before.
Yeah, it was a very short notice.
So we had 3 days to build the bot.
Oh my gosh, that 3 days, 3 million, 1 hour. I love it. It's a 3-3-1 system. This is the new system. Oh my gosh, okay, so that gives me a little bit of a panic attack just to hear that. So you're going to be speaking at the conference, sharing, like, are you going to give us like the full strategy when you speak at the conference with like pictures and everything?
We're going to dissect a lot of it. Yeah, a lot of the frustrations that went along with it. I mean, it wasn't always sort of plain sailing, and there was a lot of adjustments that were made across the 10-day launch itself. Because they had a lot of affiliate partners, and we were in the affiliate partners group, and Dean would go live every day, and he would be like, right, okay, from the 25th to the 30th, that's when you go mental. And that's when we also went mental, not sleeping and going, oh my God, everything okay? And so we had about 5 sleepless nights on the run up to the 30th of April when it took place. But it was 8 a.m. in the morning in Bali when it took place. So it was a very hectic night before.
Okay, so let's actually just take a moment to talk about like health and wellness and boundaries. And and my children just walked into the room also, which is good. We're doing a video. So goodbye, I love you. Okay, Dad told them to give me a hug. Perfect. So this is the perfect time for boundaries, right? Okay, so I want to know when you had this. I love you so much. Say hi. Say hi. They're in Bali, which is so cool. Say hi. Hi. They love Manychat as well. Perfect. Yay. Oh my gosh. You can say hi too, Char. Come say hi. What? Hi. Okay. Bye. I love you. Mom. Okay. Mom. Okay. Bye. Goodbye. You have to go. Okay.
Can you please bring water to school?
Ask Dad. Thank you. Okay. So this is why we usually do videos here after children have gone to school. So, which makes it even more awesome. Speaking of boundaries, so when this happens, like for us, we have taken some in my company, I've taken on some clients where there was a rush to get something done. And we've made a rule where we're like, there has to be, like, it has to be Tony Robbins that calls you to ask you to rush something at this point, right? Because it can be crazy. And then you're losing sleep. You're not maybe going to get the best results for your clients. I mean, obviously you made the right choice because you brought in $3 million in 1 hour. So I think it was okay. But what did you have to put into place to be like, all right, did you have to drop other things with other clients? How did you like balance this?
Oh, we had a lot of questions. So we had a lot of concerns as well. So we reached out to Mikhail and said, is Manychat going to be able to handle? Because potentially there's going to be
Yes.
60 to 100,000 messages all firing out at once. So we were freaking out going, is this going to work? Is this going to work? And then eventually Mikhail got back to us and we ended up having to pretty much spread it out over an hour's period, so that everybody got the reminder. It was done through randomizers and conditions, and
oh my gosh. Okay, so if this is making your mind like this is so cool. There's got to be so many awesome actual. I didn't think about how that the boundaries and such would actually go into the technology of it, obviously, because we've done things with like way less that has we're worried that we're taxing the system. That is so awesome that you were able to spread it out that way. And you're going to go through that at the conference as well?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sure. Okay. So we don't have time to go through the whole entire thing here today, but they're going to be able to screen share and show all of the magic that made this possible. So if you're not joining us at the conference yet, make sure that you comment below with the word millions, and that will trigger Manny, the messenger bot, who will message you, reply to him with the word millions. And we have a special secret thing that's happening I'm going to put it on the screen, but this is good for the next 48 hours. So you've got to make sure that you grab that right away. Okay, so there's boundaries, there's like sanity, there's technology that has to go because you're going to have this influx of magic. And then so from there, Were there things that you had, like, were they already using a bot? Did you build a brand new bot for a new page? What? And in case anyone missed this launch, because I know I saw a lot about it.
Okay.
Can you just tell us?
Let Philippe explain this one.
Okay. Listen to this. So when I started to build bot on one page, it was mastermind.com page. And so I started to build the bot. It was a brand new bot. The page was brand new, nothing in there. And 2 days before the actual launch sequence of the funnel, Dean's team came to me and said, finally, we decided to change the name of the page. So we are going to create a new Manychat page. Can you switch the bot to the new page? Was like,
so from mastermind.com to Tony, Dean, and Russell.
And I said, yeah, sure, we can do it.
So here's the biggest nugget of them all is just say yes. So what we are learning from this.
Exactly. Say yes and then figure out later. The thing is, the later was very short, so we had to, well, thanks to Manychat, we could, because I knew we could just template it and reinstall. But the thing is that, and of course, that's something we're going to show you at the conference, is the bot itself is made of 88 flows. So we are going to disclose that and reveal all the thing at the conference. So you will see the core system and all the satellites flow and how everything tied together. And there's about 43 rules in the bot. And,
oh my gosh, I'm so excited to learn more about this craziness. We have to make sure that I don't speak at the same time as you so that I can come to your session. Oh my gosh, it's so good. It's so good. Okay, and Ella is giving a shout out to Frank and Charlie and says she loves how my kids are always getting into our videos. They're not supposed to be getting to our videos when I'm on other people's pages. They're only on my own page. Yes, and Lisa says, Nugget, just say yes and work out the how later, right? Yep. So good. Okay, so can you tell us what you were actually selling? Like, what was the actual product that you were selling?
It was, they were launching mastermind.com, which was a new self-education.
Yeah, so the course was Knowledge Business Blueprint, and it was a brand. That was the first time Tony Robbins made a course online since 10 years. In 10 years. So that was the first online course from Tony Robbins since 10 years.
And what was the price point on it? What was the price point?
2,000.
That's what I was going to get. I have a client who was an affiliate of it, so I actually, I knew what her affiliate commission was. So I was working on that side of it with her, and it was fun to see like all the magic of it going out. Oh my gosh, so awesome. Okay, so it was a course, and were they using webinars to launch it? Like where were they actually making the offer?
They had, so there was a pre-launch sequence where they had 4 valued videos running up to the main live, where Tony and Dean did the first one. Tony then did the second one by himself. Dean did the third and the fourth. And then there was the live. And then there was a Q&A, and then there was another live, and then they shut down on the 13th. So it was actually a 12-day.
Yeah.
It was actually a 12-day launch.
All of this into 1 hour, though? Like they opened within that first open cart is when that hour.
Well, the funny thing is, what happened was that the presentation went on for about an hour and a half, and then they opened the cart. So it was about 9:30 in the morning here in Bali, and we had tags. I just love
picturing the look on your face as you're like back there, you're like working out behind the scenes. Like, what were you doing?
Yeah, we had tags that were as people were purchasing. We had a Zapier workflow from ClickFunnels that was increasing custom field by 1. So we were just sat there looking at the KBB purchase, and it was like, Philippe, we've just done 1 million. And then 20 minutes later, Philippe's like, we've just done 2 million. and then
at the 1 hour mark.
At the 1 hour mark.
3 million.
Bang, 3 million.
Okay. So I remember when I first started using Manychat, and if you are here and you're watching this video with us and you have any questions about this, we would love your questions in the chat. So go ahead and put those below. Because if we get a lot of comments, sometimes they get lost. So put a Q in front of your question in the chat. Also, make sure to keep those nuggets coming so that you can be entered to win one of these. I mean, I'm wearing it. Max was wearing it earlier today, but one of these awesome shirts, some other goodies that we're giving away today. And make sure that you give us. What'd you say?
Those t-shirts are so comfortable. I love them.
They are like the softest thing in the entire world. Actually, I'm never taking it off. So also, if you give us the word millions down below, you'll get notes from today's show. And then you'll also get just a sneaky code that's going to be available for the next 48 hours if you want to join us at the Conversations Conference 2019 in Austin in September, where you can get like all of the magic of this whole entire launch with slides and screenshots and magic. What I want to know is when you were watching this, there was a time when I first started using bots and I had done this video with an ad. I had spent $900 on this ad and it turned into, from $900 on an ad, we had 200 sales of $97. So it was $20,000 off of a $900 ad spend. And at that point I was like, nothing like that had ever happened for me before. $20,000 compared to 3 million is like, you know, but still I was super excited. So I sent out this follow-up broadcast and I have a video that I took of me watching the follow-up broadcast going out, and I'm watching the Manychat broadcast, and you can see if you're looking in the like where I was actually looking at the inbox on Facebook, so you can see like all the conversations happening at one point, and we had 40 sales, which I was really proud of in 30 minutes. No, that's chump change compared to your 3 million. I know. But my reaction to that happening to me is like the funniest thing ever, because I'm like screaming, laughing, like all of this craziness watching it. So I want to know if you have a reaction video or if you just can tell us a story. Did you video yourselves during this hour?
We should have done. We wish we would have done from the morning, because Philippe, we're 2 villas apart in Bali.
Okay.
So in
Did you move to Bali to be together, or were you already friends on Facebook when you both lived there?
We were already friends on Facebook. I was living in Vietnam. Philippe came to Vietnam. Then we said, let's go to Bali. So we came to Bali.
Oh my gosh, I love it. Okay.
So we were up at about 3 in the morning, just preparing that it was an 8 o'clock launch. And so we're talking to each other. Are you ready? Yeah, I'm ready. Are you ready? Yeah, I'm ready.
Manychat ready? Check. Zapier ready? Check.
Everything ready? Check.
It's like have a checklist of things you're going to check off before you like the morning of a crazy launch like this.
We're all ready for liftoff. Let's put the crash helmets on and keep fingers crossed, because we've got a ton of gas that we're sat on, and let's hope it doesn't blow up in our face. And then the minute, get this, you'll love this. The minute that we sent out the first part of the broadcast is the exact moment that Facebook did the update and the whole of Manychat went down. Every bot on the planet just went.
not just Manychat, but every messenger.
Messenger. So then, what did you do?
We
panicked.
We panicked. I'm running around, knocking on the door, saying to me.
So we had Manychat sending the reminder saying we are live, and then people had the button with the live embedded, the live link embedded in the button. And what did Facebook is that they did is when people were clicking on the button, nothing happened. They could not, and Facebook was saying this is against our community guideline standards, so nothing happened. So I rushed to David's villa saying, hey, you need to send the push notification from wallet now. Send the push, because they don't get the message. So
and then it came back up. So some people did eventually get.
Okay.
Some people could eventually get.
Were you sending a link to a Facebook Live broadcast, or was it to a YouTube?
YouTube Live.
It was a YouTube Live.
Oh my God.
And what is that? So people were like sending messages like crazy in Messenger saying the link doesn't work, and I can't join. And I was like, oh my God, what should I do? And I had this aha moment. Like quickly, I said, okay,
default reply.
I will. every time someone was typing anything, I was
default reply, send the naked link.
Here's the link, and people could, and so the Manychat default reply saved the day.
And sometimes the default reply, like I'm always really clear with new people who are using bots or Manychat for the first time. I'm always like, with the default reply, you want to be careful, because if you have it on and it gets in the middle of everything, it can totally it gets in the way of conversation, right? It stops the flow of conversation. This is like, I always say, like, there's reasons that you'd want to use it, but for the most part, like, for what my clients are doing, we keep it off. This is such a good reason for that default reply. Seriously, so awesome. Oh my gosh.
Save the day.
Save the day, yeah, definitely.
I love it. Oh my gosh, that's so awesome. Okay, so good. So this is also like, I have this strategy that I call the method. It's FFTT. When there's a disaster like this, or when you have like or not a disaster, an opportunity like this, right? An opportunity, because we don't own Facebook and who knows, like, anything's possible. So this is what you do is you face it like you did. You feel it. You can panic a little bit, because I think sometimes people think that I'm just a Pollyanna, right? But like, you have to feel it. So like how Philippe ran to David's villa and was like banging on the door. He was feeling it in that moment, right? And then you have to ask yourself how to twist it. How do I make this a positive? How do I make this a positive? How do I make this a positive? Like, as many times as you can, which you did. And you came up with the default reply, which is so awesome. Now you are the hero of the day, right? And then you thank it. And you're like, thank you for this opportunity to learn this message that I can then share with all of the Manychat community. Right? It's so good.
How to see the day reply, yeah.
Yes. Then there's your next blog post and live video training. How to save the day with the default reply. I love it. So good. Yes, nugget opportunity.
How to make the default reply, yeah.
So good. Okay, we have some questions that are coming in, actually. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to find them in here. I saw some flying through. Woo! How do you see this is from JP. So JP says, how do you see the impact of bots once they're available in iMessage and Android RCS?
Oh, a lot of changes. I think Messenger's just going to get, it's just going to get bigger and bigger. And especially when you have people like Tony Robbins, Gary Vee, and all of the big names using messenger bots now, and especially when you get results like that for someone like Tony Robbins, everybody else has to pay attention to that, because it's like, that seemed to work.
And in case you missed it, the results that they got was the first hour of the bots going out with cart open brought in $3 million in 1 hour. So if that doesn't get your attention as to the magic of what bots can do, I mean, I don't know what will, right?
Well, actually, over the full 12 days, it was 7.8 million.
Okay, I was going to ask you that also. So, holy smokes. I mean, what is happening? And I'm sure at conference, when you are speaking about this, you're going to be sharing with us like open rates and click-through rates and like where things actually came through, because there's so many things I love with full launches like this. It's obviously a huge team effort, but what I've seen on our side is that the bots usually have the biggest impact because people are actually paying attention. It's not crazy oversaturated. It's a fun, engaging way to have a conversation. And
I think one of the really cool things that we were doing is we were speaking with Dean's team quite frequently, and we were asking what was the click-through rate on value video 2 in email, and what was it, 20%? And
it was 23% and 8% click-through rates.
23% open and
8%
click-through.
Yeah,
and ours was 96 and 30.
But yeah.
I mean, so crazy. And Manychat, like, I know this was a very involved, complicated. You said there were how many rules? Like, I don't know. There's a lot that you were doing to make this happen. But for those people who are not, I don't know if Tony's watching this or if David's watching this or if Russell's watching this right now. I don't think they are. So for the rest of us who are not Tony Robbins, for you to be able to make something like this happen, within your business, Manychat makes it so easy to get in there, and you don't have to build out code. Like, we can learn these crazy rules and ways that we can combine things and strategies from amazing people like David and Philippe of the messenger marketing experts. Really, Manychat makes it so easy for any of us to get started. You can get started with a free account. The first paid account is $10, which is like seriously bananas awesome. So I just am so grateful for the fact that we have the ability to make this happen.
Right.
Yeah, and the beauty of what Manychat allows to do is that it's not just working for people like Tony Robbins. It's working for like for a small restaurant, for for someone doing a course online, or for e-commerce store. We see that type of comparison, like crazy 4x, 10x open rate CTR comparing to emails.
Yeah. Across
industries.
Yeah.
So it's not just for the top gurus. It's true for everyone.
But I think really this was a really sort of forward benchmark, not only for Messenger but for Manychat. That now that this launch has proven that over 12 days, Messenger was responsible for almost 8 million in sales in 12 days through Manychat. So you're going to see a lot of the top marketers going, oh, how do you do that? How do you, so the future's bright. I definitely got to get some sunglasses for the conference. But yeah, crazy.
So true. And when you're talking about the future, one thing that I really love recently, Social Media Examiner did a study, and they published that this was like less than a month ago. They published that 14% of marketers are using bots. 14%. So that means there is this huge opportunity for us. Yeah. It's like, to me, I was so stoked to learn that, because I think that people I know when I first started, there were so many people who were like, A, don't tell anybody about this, because once people find out, then they'll start doing it too, which I was like, are you kidding me? I'm telling everyone because it's the coolest thing ever. B, I was like, no, I'm telling the world. And like you said, I think when people like you are helping people like Tony Robbins to use this, or, Russell Brunson, like more well-known names in our industry, it makes it so that people are more receptive to it on the other side as well, because they're actually seeing how it's working. So your clients, those of you that are bot builders, your clients are going to be more open to it and more like, oh, wow, there really is a possibility of not just increasing the conversation here, not just having building connections, but actually having credit cards fly at your face. Were you like catching the credit cards on your side?
Right.
Pretty cool, right? Oh my gosh.
Crazy, right?
Yeah, and look at this. So Jackie says, I love it. Jackie says, I would not say just, I'd say I'm amazingly a small online home craft business, and Manychat brings people to her lives, which is awesome. Yeah. Like there's so many ways that we can use it to increase the results.
Yeah.
Okay, I have one more question that I actually wrote down. So I have two more questions that I wrote down. Let's see if this fits on the screen. I don't know if it will, because it's a long question. Let's see. No, I don't know if you can see the whole thing, but whatevs. Okay, can you give us one key to the $3 million hour strategy? So I know you're going to share all of this at the conference. Remember, if you haven't yet got information about the conference, give us the word millions down below. We'll send you a message with a super secret code that lasts for 48 hours. But if you have, if there was one thing that you could share with us that made this a success, what would that one thing be?
There's many things. Difficult to summarize that to just one thing. I would say two things, and then you can say yours. I would say, first of all, preparation. Even if we only had basically 3 days to build the bot, but we had to think very quick and we had to be very prepared. Of course, we had elements that were already built, so we just had to adjust that for this launch. But preparation and thinking ahead of what could go wrong was played a huge role, because that's how we reach out to Michael about is Facebook going to crash or allow that many messages at once. We reached out to Zapier to check if the API calls were going to work, because just to give you an idea, at one specific minute, 4,000 people were buying at the same time.
Pushing on the buy now button.
So everything was
it wasn't just taxing the bot, right? It's also their website could, like, there's so many things. It's not just, overloading Facebook.
Four payment processors that all crashed at the same time.
Oh my gosh!
So I think one of the things that was from the feedback that we were getting on a daily basis, and obviously we're going to share all of this at the conference as well, because it was like, is this a bot? This is amazing. But it was almost sort of like, this funnel is next level. So it was almost sort of like the experience that they were going through with the messenger, the reminders, watch the video. They were so impressed with the funnel itself that they were probably left with a feeling, well, if the funnel's that good, the training is be next level, even more next level. So probably that's why a load of people turned up, because they were so impressed with the funnel. Oh, look.
With the magic of the messenger marketing experts. Like, this is the thing, which I love so much. This is their bot, which is so fun. If you have things, I love the idea of being prepared. I love the idea of knowing that context matters just as much as the actual content that they're getting. So if they can pull back and the experience that they're going through in the way that they're being marketed to or sold to, that is something that, if you can do this in your business, that's a through line through every experience your customer goes through, your client goes through. So awesome. I love it. This is funny that Philippe, it's like I tricked you into this question, because my business is called The Prepared Performer. So somebody said to me once, like, what is being prepared? And for me, it's about living prepared. It's not about, so in my company, we focus on Facebook Live and bots and how those work well together. And we prep you to go live on Facebook. And having been a musical theater performer for my entire life, I know that every day you have to warm up. I know that you have to, tap into who you are as a human in order to bring yourself to the camera, in order to bring yourself to the stage. And if you skip, it's like, if you're going to run a marathon, you're not just going to prepare 3 days before the marathon, right? You're going to have warmed up and trained for it this whole time. So I love that you had systems in place already that you could pop into this. It's not like you had to refigure out the whole entire thing.
Right.
Well, in 3 days would have been absolutely impossible to
do.
And we could do it in 3 days because we were prepared.
We were prepared.
Yes.
There's also the micro adjustments that, as people were asking certain questions, is analyzing those questions. Because we didn't have time to implement dialogue flow or anything like that. So it was all questions into a Google Sheet, analyzing them, and then, keywords and rules that were triggering the answers to questions. And again, that's why people is this a bot? Is this like unreal?
Wait, so you were making up keywords as you went, like during the launch?
There were a lot of tweaks that were going on throughout the 10 days as well.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So awesome. And did you just not talk to any other human beings during these 10 days? Did you have like a plan on your door?
Pretty much like that. Yeah, leave us alone. Leave us alone.
Focus matters, seriously. And for all of us, and if we're doing a launch for your own business or for a client, it's like prioritizing and putting the focus on what counts. Because if all of a sudden you find yourself putting out a fire somewhere else, you're not going to be able to run over to David's house, Philippe, when things happen. Right? or create that default reply. Oh my gosh. Okay. So that is awesome. Being prepared. I love that. And then also the idea of using those templates and like having those things in place. And then I forget, David, what was the thing that you said after that? There was something, the experience of it. Like the fact that the experience helped them as well. The context there. I love it. So good. Okay. So the other question that I have for people who are maybe not going to be working with, a huge launch like this, Tony Robbins, maybe they're selling something that's, helping a restaurant client, or maybe they're helping someone who sells leggings. I don't know. Maybe they're helping, a coach just getting started. What's a tip that you could use to help those who are looking to just get started with Manychat?
I would say the best advice that I could give is make it as conversational and as sort of human as possible. So it's almost like, again, having an intimate conversation with a friend, you know.
Put your shoes. Put your foot in the customer's shoes and think as if you were in his head. And also, don't think that your job is done when the bot is done.
Yeah,
that's just the beginning. So then, at least a period of 10 days, watch very closely the message, the response from the customers, and learn from that and adjust the bot based on those responses. And that's what will make the bot more human and more conversational.
I love that so much. And so that's really about two things. It's about listening, even if it's what you're reading, right? And using those, you can use user inputs for that. You can use the way people are clicking to get more information. Excuse me. I love using open-ended with comment triggers. I love using open-ended keyword triggers, asking like, if there was one thing that would change your business forever, like share what it is below and then we'll give you this free gift, whatever, something like that, so that you're not using a specific trigger word, but you're using like the market research basically. So stuff like that is so valuable. And then putting that back into the bot. I love it. I also love the idea of telling your clients that, because I think a lot of our clients who aren't actually building out the bots, they're thinking this is like, bloop, this magic pill that I'm going to turn on, it's going to bring me $3 million.
Yeah. No.
It does not work that way. I also love what you said about thinking like your customer, but I think also even more than that, it's about feeling like your customer. Yeah. Like, see how you can open your heart to being in their shoes, in their position. This is one of the things I've taken from working as an actor. It's like you have to really be able to empathize. And we as marketers sometimes get so stuck in like, what's the marketing message that we're going to use, right? But it's like, when they wake up in the morning, what's the first thing that's in their heart? I love that you brought that human piece up. So when you're working with clients, do you help them to, how do you help to create a different, I guess you already answered this, but I'm going to ask it anyway. How do you help to create like the personality of the bot or the energy of the bot for each different client? I think listening is really what you just said about that, but is there anything else you do in the beginning?
I think, I mean, each individual client has, the demographics of their audience. Yeah. And it's really, again, stepping into the, if it's millennials, stepping into their shoes and thinking about how they would want to interact with that particular bot, or if it's a different type. I mean, we had an amazing laugh at some of the comments. There was one guy, right? There was one guy so there was a fun part as well. There was one guy that actually sent a message. I've got a doctor's appointment. Is there any chance that you could reschedule the event? Yeah, okay. So
let me call Tony.
250,000 people. Yeah. We'll put it off because you've got a doctor's appointment,
Oh my God.
You can, and thanks to Manychat, that's something you can do very easily. You can adjust your message and conversation based upon the fact you're talking to a man or to a woman.
Yeah.
When you filter, gender, you can even adjust. Like I've done that for this launch. I've adjusted the emojis for women and the emojis for men.
Ooh, so good. So like, if different words don't know this, and this is why I one thing I love about Manychat and the fact that it's connected to Facebook is that it's not like it's some email where they're clicking their gender. It's not an email where they're clicking what they say their name is or something like that. It's actually what they've already put into their real personal profile on Facebook. And so within Manychat, there's a way that you can, it's like a tag almost. You can filter things depending on the gender. So awesome to adjust the emojis that way. I love it. So fun. So I use the word dude a lot just when I'm speaking, like, dude, this is crazy bananas. They did, 3 million in 1 hour. And I had a speaking coach tell me that I shouldn't use the word dude. And I was like, what? And she's like, because it's, that's a word for men. And my community is mainly women, but I was like, they're okay with me using the word dude. We're going to be fine. But I suppose I could be like, I don't know. I would never say, babe, hey, girl. But I love it. So fun. Really cool. I love that. Okay. There was something that you said in there too that made me think of something else, and now I can't think of what it was. But I love these ideas, and it's just there's so much that's possible, and it's really so great how we can create these like truly human connections. and then they scale. It's cool. I love it.
Yeah.
There was one thing about when you're listening. Here's what it was: the replay. So that person wanting to have the whole thing rescheduled. We noticed that a lot of people were messaging us when we send out, like today, we sent out a notification saying that this was happening, a broadcast saying this was happening. We noticed a lot of people were messaging us back similarly saying like, oh, will there be a replay? So now every time that we send out a notification about a Facebook Live, even though the link is actually the same exact link for the replay and for the live video, we always say, join us live or catch the replay as 2 options. And it sends them the same exact message. It gives them the chance to self-identify with what they're needing for that result. Right. So it's like, I like it.
We had the same thing, right? There was a lot of people, I can't make it, will there be a replay? And so again, there was an automated response to that. So, I mean, thousands and thousands and thousands of questions coming in.
I'm mad I didn't fully opt in during this whole thing so that I could watch the context of it. Can we opt in now and go through it in like reverse as if we go back in time?
Yeah, right. We should have done that. So the funny thing, when we were sat here, we should have had a time lapse of the counter going up of the purchases.
So there's another nugget, I guess, also is like, and a lot of times people will say they don't have anything to teach yet because they haven't had results like this. But I am obsessed with the idea of learning out loud and like teaching as you're doing. Even if it ends up being like a horrible disaster, there's still a teaching moment in that, right? Yeah, so as long as we can capture, can you imagine if you were like doing a live stream of the whole thing and it was like an hour, there's been 2 sales. You knew that wasn't going to happen, no? Oh my goodness gracious. I love this so much. So for those of you that are just joining us, this is David Sambor and Philippe LeCoutre. Couture, did I say it? Couture. I went couture. I was doing my bridal couture pose when I said that. Couture. The R is before. Okay. So they are from the Messenger Marketing Experts. They are the co-founders, and we are here with Manychat. Where is he? There's Manny up there in the corner. Do you see Manny up there? Hooray, with Manychat. And this is a part of our Meet the Speakers series. We are going to be doing this every week on Thursdays here on the Manychat page. Today, we are featuring the Messenger Marketing Experts because they are the ones who helped build the bot that created $3 million in just 1 hour. They shared during this broadcast that it also helped to bring in almost $8 million over the course of the entire launch, which is so crazy. So awesome. So they're going to be talking about this at the Conversations conference. And if you have yet to purchase a ticket, what the heck are you waiting for? I was there last year and it was just, even the experience walking into the building, I was like, what? This is so amazing. So the ability to connect with people while we're there, the ability to learn crazy strategies like this, they're going to be sharing the entire awesomeness of this magic that they went through as they built this entire thing out in just a few days, which is so cool. If you comment below with the word millions, you can get access to written notes from this amazingness and also a special code that will be available for 48 hours for those of you who have yet to register to join us. And if you're like, I don't know how to use bots, which if you don't know how to use bots, it's very interesting that you are here right now. I would also like to tell you that you can go straight to conversationsconference.com. You will miss out on that code though. So make sure you give us the word millions if you want that code, and then head over to conversationsconference.com. Especially if you're watching this in the replay, if you missed the code and you're not getting access to it yet, you're going to want to show up for one of these future Meet the Speakers shows because you never know what might be happening in the future, right? So good. Oh my gosh, I love it so much. So we are coming to the end of our time together, which is crazy. I'm so grateful. Those of you that are here with us still, if you want to give us one last nugget that you learned today, we are going to be picking a nugget winner or two to win some Manychat swag. I will say, social media marketing world and at traffic and conversion, there was no booth that was busier than Manychat because of the amazing swag, because of the amazing team. They are just so committed to helping us to create these human connections that scale. I'm obsessed with it. So good. Do you have any last little tips that you'd like to share with us as we're wrapping it up?
Yeah, just for everybody that if you're new to Manychat, dig in, because it's amazing when you actually start to get these results for yourself and for your clients, and you see the smile on their face, which puts a smile on your face. Everybody wins, and it's happy days. So yeah, just dig into Manychat and
dig in.
Amazing.
I love it. And I love what you said about the smile on their faces too, because my cheeks are kind of hurting right now because I'm smiling so much, which is such a good sign. Philippe, any last words of wisdom you want to lead for us?
Yeah, I think the key is to listen to the experience if you want to really make this chatbot experience not a chatbot experience, but really. Really, like Michael says all the time, a meaningful conversation, and listening is a key. Listening is the key in sales anyway. So the best salespeople are the best listeners, and it goes the same way in a chatbot. You need to listen to the conversation. You need to listen to your customers' needs and to adapt and to adjust and to tweak and fine tune. And that's how the experience becomes a phenomenal experience. And when you have people like we had in that funnel expressing the love of wow, this funnel is amazing. How often do you have customers saying, wow, your funnel is amazing? That's they were already sold just by the funnel.
They were sold by the funnel, not the course.
Yeah.
No, that is, and I mean, to me, the best thing that people can do is to share our stuff, right? That means that they're putting, I was saying earlier in one of these little messages, I said, share this video if you want to be the hero of your community. Because to me, when people will share things, it really is them saying like, hey, I'm putting my reputation on this thing that I'm sharing. They're not going to share things if they don't believe in it. And if they believe in your funnel so much, if they believe in your marketing, if they want to introduce people to your bot, people feel that they have an actual relationship. Like people come up to me and they're like, oh, tell Molly bot I said hi. Like people like have a relationship with this character. That's a really cool thing that you can be creating experience wise. And I think not only this might sound a little like fluffy and silly, but I feel like we're on the same page about this. So I'm just going to say it. I think that this really doesn't just shift things for our businesses, for the marketing, for bringing in leads, for making sales. It actually helps too. I have this mission to stand for joy as a fierce form of activism. And I think this really helps us to create more positivity in the world in general. So if you're using the powers of Manychat for good, like think of the actual shift you can make in someone's day and how the ripple effect goes on from there.
Definitely.
I love it so much. All right, we're going to pick, oh my gosh, I love it. Okay, we're going to pick a nugget winner. Now, this is how it goes. I'm going to scroll. I have all the comments here. We're using Be Live TV to make this magic happen right now. And I have all the comments here on this side. And so I'm going to scroll through all these comments. And then I want you guys to actually just say stop when you want me to stop. And then that's going to be our nugget winner. I'm going to choose the closest nugget comment. Okay, I'm scrolling. Tell me when. We'll do two. So David picked the first one and Philippe picked the second one. Ready? Whenever you're ready.
Stop.
Oh my gosh. Well, more comments just came through class. Okay. That just freaked me out. Okay, our first winner is Jackie. She says nugget, funnel, build a funnel. Awesome nugget. We want them to love your funnel. So Max, for the Max is in our lobby. I'm talking to you right now. For these ones, Max, I'm just going to have people message me since I have swag here. I'll go ahead and send it out. In the future, we may have you talk to Manychat, but this is something that I do all the time. So Jackie, you're going to email me at molly@thepreparedperformer.com. I actually have a team of sending giveaways that's already in place. So email me at molly@thepreparedperformer.com, Jackie, and I will send you this stuff. As Charlie, my 5-year-old, has a business where he sells monster drawings, and he says, the shipping is on me. So Jackie, I got the shipping too. All right, let's do one more. I was not expecting you to have met Charlie today on this video, but you met Charlie, which was fun. Philippe, let's have you, you're going to pick the next one.
Stop.
Oh my gosh. Okay, this is actually one of my favorites. Oh, and this is Ruby. I love it. Ruby is a member of the Cam Fam, my course on how to use Facebook Live. I love it. So Ruby says, nugget, opportunity. So this is something that when we were talking about like, you know, the potential problems that could come up, because this is life, this is technology, things are going to happen, seeing it as an opportunity, not as a problem. So I loved that with the default reply. That was such an amazing opportunity. And I've been working really hard in my own life on shifting. Anytime there's a problem, it's like, what's the opportunity, right? I love it. Awesome. So Ruby, email us at molly@thepreparedperformer.com. I'll get back to you guys about whether or not, what like shirt size, tell me your shirt size. I'm just going to send you, I'm deciding right now, I'm going to send you a shirt and a pop socket. Because right now I have both. So who knows what the winnings will be next week, but today is our kickoff. That's what you're going to get. Oh my gosh, this is so awesome. I just want to keep talking to you for another hour, but I don't think we have enough time. So to wrap up, whoa, this was so awesome. Thank you for sharing so much brilliance. We covered how you even got started in this crazy world of Messenger, how you connected as the team that you are at the messenger marketing experts, right? Also how this call came and you were really prepared already. So it's like you were living prepared, ready for this moment, said yes, built this crazy thing in what, 3 days? Is that what you said?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
3 days.
Focus, built this crazy thing in 3 days. Obviously, you already had a lot of these strategies in place that you're using in your business. So that's a really great tip to think, like the stuff that you're doing in your business now, if you got a call from Tony Robbins, would you be able to say yes? Or would you cry because you'd have to say no because you knew it wasn't possible? Would you cry tears of joy or tears of sadness? Tears of opportunity missed, right? Which would you cry? Yeah. And then jumping in and saying yes. And then, you know, being super hyper focused and listening to your community so that you're able to, you know, react, build things as things are, you know, shift things as you're working through it. And, holy smokes, I love it. And I also think that probably communication with your clients is really huge in this as well, it sounds like, right? From what you shared. Yeah. Really, really cool.
Yeah. And you want to come at the conference because we will share how we detect the time zones, how we detect the device, all of that technology thing.
We knew whether they were on an Android phone, an iPhone, an iPad, a desktop. We knew where they were in the world. We actually had one cool thing where it was like, if it was after midnight, we said, do you want us to send you a reminder or do you want us to let you sleep?
Ooh, actually, oh my gosh, I love that. I actually, last night, I sent a message out that said, I'm going to be doing this live video at 8 a.m. Pacific time. I'm not going to message you at 7:30 because but I didn't segment it by time zone. I just sent it to everyone. I said, I'm in Pacific time, which is not quite as good as what you did because I'm sure I was waking people up in the middle of the night. But I was like, for me, I'm in Pacific time. So if you want me to remind you, click remind. If you don't, take this as your reminder. But yeah, I love that. And actually, that's such a good point because I know somebody else who had their, I won't mention any names, but somebody who does not use Manychat had their bot shut down. And one of the reasons that they were shut down is because they weren't paying attention to time zones and they had negative messenger reviews because of that. So it's something that we all really should be paying attention to. And again, that's about thinking, does your ideal, you know, community member want to be messaged in the middle of the night? Probably not. Maybe they do, but you've got to tap into who they are. Look at this.
That's all about listening to the conversation and to the customer, and they were feeling that they were listening to, and we were concerned about their well-being and not being woke up in the middle of the night with a message. So only very few people click the button "Let me sleep," like 5% or something like that.
There was over 2. There was quite a lot. Send me the reminder, and that was outside of the time zone.
Okay, That is the perfect way to end this. I love this so much. First of all, did you see that what Paula said? She said, wow, you know everything. Howard, I love it. And Howard, I need to remember that I know that you're in Australia. Howard says, yes, it's 2 a.m. in Australia, right? So we've got it. It's so true. What time is it where you are?
Midnight.
Just got midnight.
Thank you so much. Okay, so I love what you just said, Philippe, about listening to. It lets them know that you're listening. And I heard somebody say this a couple months ago. I can't remember who it was, but that it's not about the like, know, and trust factor for them to like, know, and trust you as the influencer or the marketer or the business owner. It's really about letting them know that you know, like, and trust them.
Right. Yeah.
I think it's so good, right? And that's what you're doing when you're giving them the option to sleep in the middle of the night, because you know that's probably better for them, right? So good. Oh my goodness. This has been amazing. I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart, from the bottom of Manny, the Manychat's heart. And also here, I can show you Manny here. Where is he? He's on I have him right here too. Hello. He says, thank you. Thank you very much. From the team at Manychat, we're just so grateful. If people want to get in touch with you, where do they find you, you crazy blokes?
On our business page, Messenger Marketing Experts.
Which is actually
and we've also got a group, Messenger Marketing Experts group on Facebook. So either our business page or our Facebook group, where we share a lot. We share a lot of what we do. So.
Oh my goodness. I love this so much. And if you have yet to purchase your ticket for the Conversations Conference, like I said, what are you waiting for? Do it. We will be back. Just the beginning of what's going to be happening with this Meet the Speakers series. Okay, last chance to get any last words in, and then we're wrapping this puppy up.
Make sure you're there at the Manychat conference, September 13th to 15th.
Don't miss it. The best conference I've ever attended. So yeah, you don't want to miss it.
Totally agreed. Be there. All right, we were there, and we cannot wait to see you. My name is Molly Mahoney from The Prepared Performer and Be Life to Be. It is my absolute joy to be here with you, making magic happen with our speakers for the conference. Oh my goodness. And it's my absolute joy to help you too unlock your inner awesome and elevate it with the magic of live video like we're doing right now and Messenger bots.